Mr. President, I found it very disturbing last week when one of our state officers, our state's Attorney General, decided to send a letter to the Native American tribe in my district, commanding them to not run their business, commanding them to obey or suffer consequences from her of potential criminal or civil charges against workers at their place, citizens who might be there. You know, the tribe had no obligation to close its casino. And at the very beginning of this crisis, considered not doing so. But under local public pressure from local citizens and officials, they agreed that it was the right thing to do and the fair thing to do. But after all of this time has elapsed, and dates got moved and goalposts were moved, the tribe finally said, like every other business in the Upper Peninsula is telling me, we can't hold out forever on this, and so we're moving forward. And for a high official of our state to threaten them to do what's within their sovereign power to do, I think is completely inappropriate and offensive. It's offensive to the people of my district, and it's certainly offensive to the tribal members who live in my district and are my constituents too. I think that the Attorney General really needs to write a rescission to this letter and apologize to the tribe for putting her nose into their business. Continue to elaborate on this current situation and what I've said in the last few days. What's different about this Friday versus yesterday, or even Monday for that matter? You know, we're doing hearings on executive orders and see that many of them implemented immediate effect, but then immediately people are told, hold off on implementing that, we got problems. So then on Monday, executive order comes out, not effective till Friday. But are there any data points given to people to help them understand what's significantly different between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? No. And this is the continued lack of direction that we as citizens and representatives of the citizens are calling for. And it's not an outrageous demand. It's not somehow unreasonable for us to continue to ask, and for my citizens to continue to ask for reasonable justifications to be provided. If the governor has information that we don't have on the sources that we're listening to who say it's okay, then bring it forward. Tell us why the sources we listen to are wrong and why these sources are the chosen ones. Tell us why Tuesday wasn't a good enough day to open up, but Friday is. Tell us why the senator from the other counties can't go forward yet, but these can. If we would explain to the people, why was motorboating wrong for a while, but canoeing was okay? If we continue to treat the citizens of this state like parents, like children who we just say, do what I say because I'm the boss, the citizens are going to continue to chafe under this. They began very willing to get along because it was urgent, it was necessary, we were scared. But as time goes forward, real leadership brings information forward. It brings communication forward. It helps people to understand that these things are necessary and here's why, and then is willing to take some pushback and debate for those who say, well, what about this information? Real leadership seeks out competing information and then brings forward and says, I've weighed the 2 issues, I've weighed the 3 issues, I've weighed all these opinions, but this is the one that I feel is the right one. We're not getting that right now. And I want to believe that they're there, that there's a reasonable justification to many of these things, and yet we don't get to hear it. And so I'm begging of the executive, bring that information forward. Help us to believe that you've considered alternative opinions and alternative information and still found that this was the weightiest and the right way to go.